Hello everybody, my name is Shannon. This is Cosmic Goddess Healing. Welcome into my beautiful divine feminines, my divine masculines, my star seeds, my soul tribe. Welcome in to anybody that feels guided and aligned to come on in and check out my videos. My heart feels a little heavy this morning. I'm not gonna lie. The content that's been popping up in my YouTube feed is like, it's heavy. And I don't know why. I mean, obviously I've clicked on one or two of these videos, so I get it. The algorithm is going to continue feeding me content on these darker topics. But it's wild to me how many illusions are falling, and what I mean when I say that is I know everyone's sick of hearing it, but these Epstein files and the amount of people in society that we looked up to, there was I came across a video yesterday where my jaw hit the floor because it was talking about the Dalai Lama, Deepak Chopra, and who was the third one? It was like three gigantic spiritual people. The guy who wrote, oh my God, what the hell is his name? It'll come to me. He wrote a book about love, like the language of love or something like that. I'm looking at the book right now, actually. I really want to go grab it to see what his name is, but I'm not going to do that. It'll come to me. But I was shocked. I was like, oh my God, the Dalai Lama and Deepak Chopra, these are two gigantic spiritual leaders that people look up to, that people follow. And one of the emails that this guy that made this YouTube video referenced was a video or an email, from Deepak Chopra to Jeffrey Epstein. And the subject line said something like, God is a construct, but 9-year-old girls are the real deal, or something gross like that. And I was like, what? Deepak Chopra is one of the first people that I gravitated towards when I was starting my spiritual journey. I remember going and getting a book signed by him at a book. I looked up to him. It was disheartening to just all of these singers and movie stars, the amount, how big this thing actually was is horrifying. It's horrifying. And I feel is there anybody good left in the friggin' world? And it's funny, and the reason I'm bringing this up, there's an important reason why I'm bringing this up. My whole life, I've really wanted abundance. I've really greatly wished for abundance, but I could never have it. I could never hold it. And there was 2 times in my life where I manifested very large sums of money, but it was I didn't know what to do with it, and I just blew it. I spent it all on stupid shit, materialistic shit that didn't matter. I was in my addiction back then, so I blew a lot of the money on drugs too. And I realized watching, and maybe this is why these videos had to come up in my feed to help me understand, because there's a positive coming out of all of this. It helped me understand that I think I've had a fear that if I have money, I'm gonna turn into that. And it hit me this morning. It really hit me this morning that I've watched these celebrities, the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, people that have money, they turn into assholes. They turn into not good people. They're selfish. They're, and I know that's not all of them. I'm not generalizing and saying everybody that has money is like that. But the ones that we see on TV that, everyone gets a look at their lives, they're not good people. So it hit me this morning that I've had a fear that if I have money and power, it's going to change me. It's going to turn me into somebody I don't want to be. And I love who I am today. I'm a kind, compassionate, generous, funny, intelligent woman. And I'm very kind and I'm very loving and I'm very giving, and I don't want to lose that. And I think I've almost been blocking abundance in my life because I'm so afraid having money is going to turn me into an asshole. Like, that's just the simple way of putting it. But you know what? I realized this morning that that will never happen, because I am who I am and I will stay strong in that, and I will never let money turn me into that. But I have to work through that. Like, it's, you know, I've just come to that realization, and I knew it. I knew there was a deeper rooted thing that was blocking me from receiving the abundance that I seek. And I couldn't quite figure it out. I knew it was about a fear. I knew it was something to do with power and money equaling power, and that somehow I guess I had some inclination that it was along those lines. But watching these videos yesterday, I was working from home and I had YouTube playing in the background, and it just started playing all these Epstein videos, and then I couldn't stop watching because I was horrified. And you know, the ICE agents, and how I saw something this morning about a woman testifying how she was treated by these people. Like, how is this happening? How is this still happening in the world where we have education, where we have knowledge, where we've seen the mistakes of the past? How are we treating human beings like this still? I don't understand. I'm really struggling to understand how we are behaving this way in the world. And yeah, people with power, they abuse it. And then there's this fear that I don't want to do that. I'm so afraid that if I get power, it's going to change me into an awful human being, and I never want to become that. But then that means I'm blocking my abundance at the same time. So yeah, it was a really cool realization, but like, I have to work through it and just keep reminding myself that I'm never going to turn into that I'm always going to stay this beautiful person that I am. And today I am rocking my Disneyland Paris sweater, and I know we're already 7 minutes in. You know me, you know how I talk. I love to talk. But it's important because all my life I was a single mom, and I desperately wanted to take my kids to Disney World in Florida. I didn't even want to go far, but I could never afford it. We were like paycheck to paycheck. I never had the money to do it. And then one of the times I manifested a large sum of money, I took my kids on a trip to Europe, and it was beautiful. And instead of Disney World in Orlando, we went to Disneyland in Paris, like even better. So I'm wearing this today. It made me remember that trip, and I did do something good with the money too. So yeah, it was, putting this on this morning brought me back to that trip, and what an amazing trip it was. Maybe I'll post some photos from that trip into the community section of my channel here so you can see some of it. But anyways, let's get into it. This morning I felt guided to the Shaman's Dream, the Sacred Destiny, and if we got time, the Galactic Stars. So I'm not going to waste any more time. I've already talked your ear off for 8.5 minutes, but it was important stuff that we talked about. So I hope that you're still here with me. Thank you if you are. All right, let's get into it. I don't know what the reading is today. Maybe it's on kindness and compassion. Who freaking knows? Spirit, can you please show me, why did you guide me to this deck? This is really freaking me out because every time I use this deck, it's like the same cards come out. Okay. The first card out was 45, repairing the veil, forgiveness. That's weird. I'm already feeling like what I talked about before this reading is what we're going to be getting into. The next card is 55, the farther gate, a bold step forward. The last card is 34, lay of the land, ancestral wisdom. What I'm picking up on already from this is that, kind of like what I talked about, that, yes, a lot of things are, it's funny, look at the light in this. A lot of things that were in the dark, in the cave, are being brought to the light now in the world. And it's creating a lot of anger and a lot of like frustration in a lot of us. We're horrified, we're angry, this shouldn't be happening. But I feel like this is hope. I feel like this reading is actually giving a little bit of hope to say this had to be this way. Spirit had to bring all of this badness to the light, and we needed to see it, because for too long as a society, we have been like turning a blind eye. I think a lot of people, especially in Hollywood, knew about a lot of these things, but chose to turn a blind eye. And I feel like we are being asked to have forgiveness. We are being asked as a collective to not get sucked into the drama of all of it, to not get sucked into the emotions of all of it, but just to recognize it as this is necessary right now as we move into the new earth. We are receiving ancestral wisdom as we work through this, the mistakes of the past, the things that were done to our ancestors even. We are being asked to have forgiveness like our ancestors did. And it's hard, trust me, I know it's hard. It's really hard to forgive people that are doing really heinous things to other people right now. But I think we are being urged to have some forgiveness right now. And, you know, I don't know the story of, I mean, you know what? There's no excuse, actually. I can't even come up with a good excuse why Deepak Chopra and, you know, the Dalai Lama would even be involved with pedophiles, and I don't even have a good excuse for them. I don't. But I can forgive. You know, they're paying the price now. Their names are coming to the light as well, and they are going to pay the price for what they've done. And I can be okay with that. And maybe that's what this reading is asking us to do as a collective, to not get caught up in the storylines that are being shown on the media right now, but just to acknowledge and recognize that these things are necessary right now to bring us into the new earth energy that the spiritual world is taking us in right now. And we are being asked as the collective of the light beings, of the healers. We are. Anyone that watches my videos, you're a healer, you're sensitive. You wouldn't watch my videos if you weren't. Like, it wouldn't interest you. You know, you followed your curiosities and found me because you align with what I talk about. You align with my messages. And I feel like we're being asked as a collective to stay strong in our light, to not get caught up in anger or frustration or hatred towards these ICE agents, or hatred towards all of the disgusting human beings that were involved with that Jeffrey Epstein case. We are being asked to just look at it as an observer, recognize the importance of why this all had to come to the light, and trust in the ancestors, trust in spirit, trust that this is all for a bigger purpose. Lay of the land. Wow, yes, we are paving a new path. The lay of the land. I know that's not what that typically means, but that's how I'm feeling it right now. Like, we are paving a new path. We are clearing the land. We are clearing the way of all the darkness that has been in this world that we've all kind of known at some level, but we've turned the blind eye to. This is pretty cool. It's funny, I never the things I say prior to doing the cards, I never know if the cards are going to align with that, and if that's why I'm being guided to talk about that thing. And today that's how it is. So okay, I'm going to get into the Sacred Destiny and see what is going to come out. Spirit, why did you guide me to this deck? All right. So the first card out, oh God, I feel, the first card out is pleasure. And it feels a little weird with this reading, but lots of dirty men were getting their rocks off with children, and that's not funny. But it just is like a little comical that Spirit would bring this card out with what I was talking about. So I need to look at all the cards to understand how this is going to tie in. Focus is the next card. Fulfillment is the next card. And stillness is the last card out. I'm struggling a little bit with why the pleasure card is here. Spirit, can you please help me? Help me understand, why did you bring the pleasure card out right now? Okay, so I'm hearing, don't let the darkness that's being brought to the light affect your own pleasure. And I don't mean that in a dirty way, so get your mind out of the gutter. I mean that in a, don't let it affect your happiness. Don't let it affect your energy, your aura. Like, I guess it is a confirmation of, don't let your emotions get tied into all of this. Stay focused. Stay focused on healing the world, healing the planet. Stay focused on your own curiosities. You can see that it's there. We can all see that it's there. It's all over the TV and YouTube right now. Everything is about these Epstein files. But I think we are being asked to stay focused on our peace and our happiness and keep offering forgiveness for these people that are doing these heinous acts and pray for them. Send loving kindness to these people, and I know that's hard. I know that's hard, but if we can do that as a collective, we are going to step into our fulfillment. We are going to feel fulfilled because we didn't stoop to their level. We didn't go down into the darkness with them. And funny that the stillness card, we are in a different, I know this looks like darkness here, but it's not. It's lit up. The stars, the aurora borealis, this card is lit up with light. We are not in the darkness like they are. We are in a different kind of stillness within, and that's the place we're being asked to stay in. Stay in that inner stillness, stay in that inner calm, stay in forgiveness. Don't get into hate, don't get into anger. Those feelings might come up, and that's okay. We can't fight the feelings that arise. But you can be an observer of it and not react to those feelings and emotions. And that's what we are being asked to do right now. To boldly step forward. Wow, okay. To boldly step forward and pave a new path. Learn from the mistakes of the past of our ancestors. And we all need to stand up as a collective and stop turning the blind eye. We all need to band together as a collective to hold the light for Mother Gaia right now. There are so many oh my God, I just got chills. There are so many powerful things happening in the background, I just heard, that we don't even see, that are shifting the world. I could cry right now. That are shifting the world into this beautiful place that we are gonna get the pleasure, oh my God, the pleasure of living in. That's what this is too. We are helping to create a new world. We are going to get the pleasure of being a part of this gigantic movement in the world. We are so lucky. So let's not focus on Jeffrey Epstein and the nasty humans that were part of all of that, or the devil worshiping that's coming out with the, big people like Jay-Z and Beyonce and Usher, and it's awful what's been happening there. But you know what? I can just see it the way it is. I'm not going to get attached to it. I'm not going to get angry about it. I'm going to offer loving kindness to these people. And I know that feels, how Shannon can you do that with what they've done? But at the core, they're a soul. There's a soul at the core of them that's been distorted by something that they've experienced in the lives they've lived that have made them into this awful person. But I can see past that into the soul, and the soul is pure always. So I'm going to look at the soul and I'm going to offer loving kindness to these people because that's all I can do. And that's what the world needs more of, not anger, not reactions. Okay. I'm going to get into the Galactic Star Tarot. This is a very, very powerful reading, different. It feels very different than anything I've done lately, but it's necessary. It feels like very necessary to get this powerful message out of hope that we are moving into a better place. And I know everything seems chaotic in the world right now, but it's not going to be for forever. Mark my words, by the end of this year, we are going to be in a whole different existence. Kinder, more compassionate. People are going to remember their neighbors and helping one another. There isn't going to be these divisions like there has been. We are going to learn. Okay, beautiful star seeds. What messages do you have to help this collective on their journey to holding the light? Okay. Oh my God, the devil is the first card out. Holy shit. This is where we've been. This is the past. We have been letting darkness rule our world for far too long, but it's done. We've taken the shackles off. We are not, even I was watching Araya Amenti this morning, and funny, like, these people that I watch, we're all saying the same things, and we are not talking to each other. We're not pre-planning that. I don't even know her, but people like her and Shea Palia, it's like our messages are exactly the same, but slightly different, if that makes sense. And this is the energy that we are moving out of. We are no longer shackled to the lower vibrational beings that have been trying to control us. We're waking up to see how we have been enslaved by the corporate world, going after somebody else's dreams and making somebody else wealthy. And we're done with that. Yeah, 5 of Cups, sadness, disappointment, feeling lost. This is the energy we are moving out of, and this is the energy we need to help others move out of by standing up, by being strong. 4 of Cups is the next card out. And then we have the Moon, facing shadow, facing illusions. And Death, oh my God, yes. Death, 7 of Wands, standing your ground. Fighting for what's right, and not fighting in the sense of like war. I mean, staying in your light, staying in your power, keep spreading messages of hope. That's what this is meaning for me right now. And Judgment. People are going to rise up in truth. If we continue to do this as a collective and stay strong, we are going to help the other people that are still asleep rise up out of their slumbers, out of their autopilots. I need to go to the book for the 4 of Cups. I'm being told to do that. I open my eyes and heart to see the signs and synchronicities that are all around me. Wow. Yes. As a collective, we need to open our hearts and hold space for all the people that are still lost, that are still wandering around in the dark, in the illusion that they have to work that job, that their life has to be this way, and it has to be hard, and it has to be struggle. We are helping these people awaken. There are many opportunities flowing to you right now, but your thoughts may be elsewhere, making you miss these gifts coming in. You have been asking for a sign from the universe, and the cosmos have been responding, but you just don't see it. Don't wait for the cup to drop on your head to get your attention. Rather, turn up your intuition and pay attention to what is going on around you. Yeah, turning the blind eye. That's what that reminded me of, is we're not doing that anymore. We're not asleep. We're not in autopilot. We're not turning a blind eye to what is actually happening, but we're also not going to get caught up in it. We're not going to react. That's the right way I want to say it. We're not going to be reactive to it anymore. We're just going to see it for what it is, hold love and light for these lost souls to help lift them up so that we can all live in harmony again, in unity again, for the most part. And I think we are moving in that direction. I really feel that in my heart, that we are all waking up. I mean, even me, with all these realizations I've been having lately about, holy frig, I've been a slave to the corporate world and I've hated it, and I've always known in my heart it's not for me, that this doesn't feel right, that I want to build something for myself. I want to pour my energy into something that is growing for me. That's my creation. But my whole life I've spent being a follower and just listening to what society wants of me and being a good girl, you know? And I'm done with that. I'm done with that. And I think a lot of us are. We are also waking up to the truth of what our heart wants, what our soul is desiring. And it's beautiful. It's really beautiful to see people's passions awakening and their purpose awakening, and people are waking up to this, how wrong societal setup has been. Anyways, this was a really cool reading. I hope this helps you guys out there. I love you so much. Happy Valentine's Day. I'm going to actually post this later tonight. I'm going to try to do like the 12-hour wait and see what happens. But I love you guys. I hope you had a beautiful Valentine's Day, and we'll see you tomorrow. Mwah.